What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Quickly, in Dallas, Black Men Summit in Dallas, also heading back to Austin here shortly. But listen, I did this video. Diamond Dave made a great post on his wall. What value do you add? And again, I will tag it. I will put it in the community wall multiple times. This is where I got the encouraged to do this video, because I was thinking about it. When you're in a room full of hitters, valuable people to the community, to themselves, to their family, you feel their impact. Number one thing I always hear out of people who are starting businesses, or they're like the money guy in their family, they're the rich auntie, they're the rich uncle that stays on travel, they're the whoever, is that people always calling them for something. They calling them for money, they calling them for something, and it may be because it's monetary, it's upsetting to them that they're asking them for money, but it's because you're of value. Because what you say and what you do has value, has merit. If you run across this internet long enough, you will see lots of men and women who are invisible. And I'm being kind as I say this. There's a lot of women. The woman who just went viral saying black men need therapy, and she's a therapist, and she lost her job, and she keep being on TikTok. Now, common sense would say, man, I just got spanked on the hand. I need to get off this internet, and I need to go find another therapist job. I need to go lay low, get off the gram, stop doing these outbursts. But this is the most attention she's ever gotten. She's not an ugly woman. She's not unattractive. That's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying is, you can tell this person probably was a fly on the wall in regular everyday life. And this is the most attention she's ever gotten. Now, you can do the flip reverse for several men we're seeing on YouTube. They work at call centers. They work on the floor. They're not a manager. If they drop dead tomorrow, nobody at work would miss them for 2 weeks. Nobody in their family might miss them for a few days. Be like, you ain't heard from Uncle Craig or Uncle Billy, and they would be absent. Why? Because they're not leaders. They don't lead their family. They don't have a family. They don't have relationships. They're not impacting to the community, right? When the coach out here in Dallas got shot, that was helping the black community, people were talking about on national news. Like, we've got to do something about the black community attacking coaches that come to help these kids. Now, many people say, where got all this news over this one man? It's because he was of value. And see, what a lot of people are misunderstanding is they don't contribute, and they're not of value to the community. They're not a coach. They're not a leader. They're not, a civil rights organizer or something to that effect. They just don't have a lot of value to the community. So when they threaten to leave and go overseas and go play to be a tourist somewhere, nobody cares. Right? And the reason I say that, and I got I got hundreds of messages where you guys are threatening me, cussing at me, and there's a dude on YouTube, a couple of them, who made all kind of videos because I said something about the tourists, the travel bros, the passport bros. And it was comical to me that they're sitting here making videos on me. Why are they making videos on me? Because I'm of value. Why did 30 people go with me out to Panama? And probably 37 to 40 will go with me to Zanzibar. And another 30 go to me to Panama again in March. Because I'm of value. I provide value. I provide solutions. I invest in our community. I buy property. I reach out. I have connections. This is what being of value does. Right? I know y'all love when I keep making fun of House of the Dragon, because I love that show. But why was Viserys, who was clearly the king, is like on his deathbed for 10 years, what was his value, right? It wasn't that they loved him. He was the king. He was of value. And so they kept dragging out this dance with his almost half dead body, basically, to the end, because he was of value. And when he said something, it mattered. When he came and made a decision, even though half dead, it mattered, right? Like, I made a comment in the comment where I said, father's job is to protect and leave clear instruction. At any moment in that book or that show, if that father said, y'all will stand behind your sister and we will battle at war anybody who comes against the claim of your sister being queen, those kids their whole life would have been prepared for battle to fight for their sister. But instead, he just let it rock, and the mom built anonymity between them and the kids. Okay, so I'm not gonna go too deep onto the House of the Dragon, but yeah, Peter put some clips here of House of the Dragon. I want you to understand that is the people in that show. The reason people stand behind them oh, they're my queen or he's my king, is because they have value. And that value can be bestowed to them, right? Again, if you are the cousin that doesn't help contribute to family cookouts, you aren't that smart, that bright, you aren't bringing opportunities to the family, you aren't building houses somewhere and got one or two to give to the kids, if you aren't this beacon of influence, people gonna you leave. Oh, he left out of town? That's crazy. He moved to Africa? That's crazy. He moved to Colombia? Wow, that's crazy. It's a conversation piece, but it ain't nobody care. There ain't no women in the streets ripping their clothes off in ash and crying and slapping themselves because you're not there. Now maybe if you have some children, the single moms might, the baby mamas might, but overall the people that we cling to in our society have value, right? Or they provide value in some way. It's a lot of silly season out here, but why am I bringing this topic up? I want you to understand that like 80% of people in America, maybe more, don't read. The big backlash when you saw online when the House of Dragon came out is like, oh, we wish the book readers would shut up. Be quiet, book readers. Because there is this huge anti-intellectual push against how dare you read and know something. And 99% of the whole push these past couple of years with Ty Lopez talking about books and books get you girls kind of angle was to get people to read, or at least buy books, right? And you can see that in the level of conversation and the level of way people express themselves. They can barely put any words out their mouth. I remember seeing this huge fight broke out in Chicago, and they asked the young man what he thinks should happen, and he's like, it was just a fight. Like, he talked like a 5-year-old. He could barely express himself why he didn't need to go to jail. It was his moment on TV to get sympathy of, I picked up this stick and I hit this boy and it was wrong and the boy died, but I shouldn't go to jail for the rest of my life. I'm only 15. And he could not even put that sentence together. He was just like, it's a fight. His own mother, who was barely in her 30s, young mother, could barely express why he shouldn't go to jail. Here they are on TV. This was their moment to beg for mercy from the Chicago authorities, and they couldn't, because they couldn't express themselves. And so you have this huge population of people who do not read, who are not valuable, who don't contribute to their families, don't contribute to society. And when they get mad and they throw a tantrum or they take a credit card and say they're going to go live somewhere else, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. Why? Because they're not of value. They aren't a building block to anybody's family or community or society. They're basically only in America can you kind of coast around and do nothing and not really work, but still eat, still have somewhere to live, be okay. That only happens in America, and I want more folks to travel so that when they get out there, they see, ooh, yeah, somebody will hitch to your wagon if you're of value. But if you're not, you'll just be somewhere else doing the same exact thing you're doing here in America. Wasting time. So listen, how can you become more value? Listen, I've told you this a million times. Read more books, earn more money. 3, join organizations. A lot of times people say, well, there's nothing to do in this town. And they'll be in Dallas and Houston. And you'll just look at them crazy because there's hundreds of events on Eventbrite. They're not a sponsor of mine or affiliate, but I always tell you, go on Eventbrite, fill up your week full of activities, get out there, mix them in with the community, find chapters of organizations of stuff you can participate. Black Chamber of Commerce, Black Young Entrepreneurs, Young Life, Young Conservatives, whatever your choice, Young Democrats, whatever you want to choose, but find a way to get out there and be in the community, be involved, not just our community, but the community, your city, your state, and get opportunities to be of value. Again, go watch House of Cards. Go watch countless movies on the stock market. Go watch any of these things. People that are of value, they find ways to work with them, move around them, figure out a way they can do more business with them. They don't leave those people behind, and when those people leave a room, somebody following them. Be of value. That's the best I can title this video. Good luck, everybody. It's your girl Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Later.